Who do you think you are?
You don't belong here. I am going to push you.
Do you really think you can soar to such great heights?
One, two, three.
What makes you think you belong in the sky? You, the one who dares to take up space. Who do you think you are?
This is Major Mandisa Mfeka, and I'm here to address the youth with regards to some of the questions that you guys have approached me with. So to tell you about myself, I am a girl who grew up and was born and bred in KwaZulu-Natal. I joined the South African Air Force immediately after matric, and then I did pilots, which is pupil pilots course from the get-go. First we started with basic military training, did officers formative, spent a year at the military academy, and then once we were done with that, then we started with our initial flying phase. We were part of the unique group that went on to start on the C-172 before we went to the PC-7. And once we had completed with our military training, then I received my wings in 2011. Yeah. It has been a long time. Okay, so myself, I'm a self-driven individual. I like to think of myself as disciplined. I'm outgoing, I'm energetic, and I'm open-minded. Some of the skills and traits that have helped me to succeed in the military is definitely some of the things that I learned from high school. And that is basically whatever goal that you set for yourself, you put in few steps to ensure that you get to the goal. So your daily habits help to shape whether or not you succeed. And I do struggle sometimes with motivation, especially when it comes to some of the things that I've set for myself. But having a written down list or something to keep track of my goals kind of helps to push me over the edge when I'm having low motivation. So yes, I am streamed in the combat line myself, and I am the first black female to have done so. I fly the Hawk Mark 120, which is a lead and fighter trainer in the South African Air Force, and whatever skills we learn from Hawk, we basically, once we've reached a certain level of experience, then we go over to Gripen and we utilize what we have learned on Hawk. So some of the things that we learn on Hawk is firstly air-to-ground combat, air-to-air combat, and various other utilizations in which the combat line would need, like intercepts, air policing, reconnaissance, and that sort of thing. Yes, one of the challenges that we face in the South African Air Force, it is a very dynamic environment. So some of the challenges is that you're away from your family for a long period of time at any given stage. I mean, from the start that you join the South African Air Force and you do your basic military training, that is a challenge. You're moved away from wherever you are in the country and you go to where they place you. So if you're somebody who has a hard time adjusting to being away from family for an extensive amount of time, that is a big challenge for some people. But over time you adapt, especially if you know what you're going or what you've come here for, then it's easy for you to adapt and to find ways to anchor yourself. What are the other challenges? Definitely the military environment is it's a bit harsh in comparison to what you would experience in the civilian world. And the reason for that is because of the way that we're utilized. As military practitioners, we're trained to be experts in our field or trained to be as professional as possible with whatever task that we're executing. So it is necessary for us to pay attention to accuracy, to precision, to drills that we may be doing, just to apply yourself meticulously so that you can execute your job to the best of your ability. So daily routine, daily practices, and compliance with the standard that has been set out is definitely something that you would have to get your head around. So you have to be a self-disciplined individual, self-motivated, but also if you do have challenges with some of the skills that you come across, you can ask somebody to help you with. We have a lot of people who are more experienced than us, and in our field, they're sort of like our mentors in a way. Some of them are instructors, some of them are people who are just a little bit more experienced than we are and have gone through some of the stages that we're still going through, and they help us to get through it. So the challenges do come with some sort of alleviation of the pressure that you feel, and that's basically by relying on your peers and your superiors in order to get through it. Okay, what motivates me on a daily? Well, firstly, we have deadlines. Sometimes if we have tasks, or if I'm going to be doing an exercise or doing something new, I have to prepare, so that will motivate me. But more than anything, it's just a desire to do my work as professionally as possible. I want to be remembered for, you know, being one of the best in our field, and if not, then it's kind of, you know, you kind of just end up being mediocre, and that's not what I want. So that motivates me a lot in anything that I do, be it in my personal life or in my professional life. I want to give the best that I possibly can. So yeah. So when I wake up early in the morning and I feel like I have a little bit more energy, then I'll go for a run, or I'll do a little bit of an exercise or whatever. But if I do struggle also, because that can happen as well, because the environment is very demanding, that you find that you lack a little bit of motivation, a little bit of energy, then I'm also gentle with myself and allow myself to rest as well, because there's no use like overstraining yourself to a point of breaking. That's not what they're trying to do. So what they try to do here is to mold you to be somebody who's strong, who's forward-thinking, somebody who is innovative in some of your places, and also someone who can execute the job to the best of your abilities. So yes, definitely. What advice do I have for the young ones? Definitely apply yourself as far as possible for whatever it is that you're going for. So if you want to join the South African Air Force to become a pilot, navigator, or engineer, pay attention to your maths, your science, your English, but more than anything, you have to see what you can learn about the environment that you're interested in coming into before you come into it. So ask questions, get in touch with people who are in that field so that you can get some advice about some of the challenges that you may be facing in high school or in primary school, whatever stage you're in. Find somebody who can help to direct you into that field and how best you can equip yourself so that you have like a bit of leverage when you come in, because the environment is very different from anything that you ever come across. And I'm not saying that where you come from limits your ability. What I'm saying is that you need to have a certain amount of skill, or a certain amount of, you have to have an aptitude for what you're going for. So if you find that you are lacking in a certain element, or if you have like a certain skill that isn't at that level that you desire, get in touch with somebody who can help you to get or to grow that skill a little bit better. So yeah, stay focused, stay disciplined, work hard at school, and work smart more than anything. It's no use working hard in the wrong direction. That doesn't serve anyone. So work smart, and also get in touch with somebody who is in that field that you're interested in, and just ask questions, get around, learn more and more about that field, and you'll find that it will be a bit easier for you to come in when you have a better idea of what you're getting yourself into. So yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope that you stay blessed. Take care.